Okay, welcome to my first moto vlog. Can you tell this is my first shot at it? So I met up with Manny. We were gonna go meet up with some people that he met on a website called Meetup, and I realized that was just 3 meetups in the same sentence. Also, California Park, lane split up to the front. By the way, is this Tesla trying to race us? So back to the ride and my failed attempt at moto vlogging. So we head out of Temecula, up the 15 to Lake Elsinore. And Manny's telling me on this phone call that we're having that this is a group of people that he met on Meetup. He went up to Malibu with them. They were all cool. Supposed to have all different variety of bikes, and that it'd be cool to show up on the Harley. Now, for those of you that don't know or don't ride, in the motorcycle enthusiast community, it's very rare that you see sort of Harleys with sport bikes or with ADVs or sport bikes with ADVs or really anyone with anyone else than the same style bike. So initially knowing that my buddy had a BMW, my thought was, I'm probably going to be the only Harley there. So while going through the footage, the next clip I found actually had good audio that I could use, so I'm not really quite sure if it's my mic placement or what, but here you go.
Oh man, here we go. We're on the ride. Manny up there in the BMW 850. We got this guy that we picked up in a KTM 790, and we're going to Idyllwild. Idyllwood, Idyllwild. I was having this discussion earlier. How do you say this name? I don't know. Like little gentle swoopies right here, right? Okay, a little dust in the road. Don't like that. What are we doing, Manny? Is he trying to call me? He's taking a call, isn't he? Got the vlog going. So this is the Harley Low Rider S for 2020 right here. I'm running San Diego T-bars from a company called Lucky Dave's out in Oceanside, California. I got my phone mounted up here on a RAM mount, and I'm recording this on a GoPro camera with a Purple Panda mic attached to it. So yep. Oh, where are you doing a U-turn? Okay, okay. One more time.
Yep, definitely the only Harley at this meetup. And also the only one not in a spacesuit on this meetup as well. Most of the guys in this ride were on BMWs, some sort of either 850 or 1200. They were all really cool bikes. Actually, I wanted a BMW bike for a long time, but I just felt that the Harley fit my needs a little, what I was looking for in a bike at that time, a little bit more. Maybe down the road, the wife says it's okay. I look at something like that again. So it was actually a pretty big group, and we ended up losing them a couple times due to stoplights and traffic and other conditions. But every now and then we got back up, and we got to do these good little slow twisties coming through here, just outside of Hemet. And just a little bit about me and my riding history. I actually started riding out on a Triumph, and when I bought my Triumph, I had no idea how to ride. I just wanted a motorcycle, and maybe I'll do a video on why I bought the Triumph and why I decided to start riding, especially I guess for a later age than most riders. So I only started riding in about 2015 was when I bought that Triumph, and I've been riding almost consistently ever since. I did take a break for a couple years when I sold my Triumph and before I bought my first Harley. But enough about me, let's talk about the ride some more. So we're heading out of Lake Elsinore through Hemet, and we're heading up to Idyllwild, which all day I kept on mispronouncing and everyone was laughing at me. I called it Idyllwood, Idyllwild, but it's just Idyllwood. No, see, there it goes. It's just Idyllwild. Personally, I think the names that I gave it were much cooler. But that's where we're at. I have to say that I haven't rode on many of these roads before. It was pretty nice. The sights and the smells. There's a lot of cow farms, dairy farms along the way. You know the old saying, happy cows come from California. But the scents aren't so happy. Or didn't make me so happy. So along this ride, which started at about 9 a.m. out in Lake Elsinore, we're about an hour in at this point, and I'm beginning to realize that I'm not really sure if my GoPro is on, if I'm recording, if I'm not, if I'm getting good audio. Basically, this is amateur hour right here. But for those of you that know me, I'm just going to keep it pushing. I'm going to keep going no matter what. So there I am, just throttle open and going down the road. We're making our way towards Interstate 10. One of the things for all the beautiful scenery and everything that we have out here in Southern California, and the backcountry roads, there being very little to no traffic because everyone's pretty much stays to the interstate, is holy moly, some of these roads have been neglected. And you can't really see it because of image smoothing and hyper smooth on this GoPro Hero 8, but man, you could kind of see it in my arms there that the road is all those cracks and everything. It's pretty bumpy road, and generally the Softail has been like riding on a magic carpet. I commuted about 30 miles a day before all this COVID stuff happened, and yeah, I was generally pretty pleased with the ride, the suspension and everything, but this road in particular definitely was bumpy. So we've made it to the I-10, or as California calls it, the 10 freeway, and I look at my gas tank and I look at the other bikes and I think to myself, one advantage these other bikes have over me is a more economical engine, but I love that Milwaukee 8. And here I'm trying to tell Manny I have half a tank of gas, and I had just filled up in Temecula where we started. I don't know what we're doing. He's fondling his gas tank. I'm doing nothing. We're not communicating very well. And it's at this moment when I'm looking in my rearview mirror, I realize my camera's running, and I didn't realize that it was. So I missed a lot of footage that would have been really cool to show you. Especially this stretch up here, which was my favorite throughout the whole ride, was going up the mountain. Yep, in keeping with good amateur showing, I didn't get any footage or pictures from Idyllwild. This is just us coming down the mountain now. As I'm passing a few of the riders, looks like they were going to do some sort of like learning, turning, training back there. I overheard their conversation about the guy on the BMW wanting to be a better rider on the twisties. So I think they stayed behind to practice a couple runs on this, and I caught back up with the group fairly quickly, and we headed down the mountain. One thing I remarked on in my audio, what I thought was going to be my audio, was you could still see the forest fires from a couple years ago while they had burned out this area. Some of these trees have been burned out. Last wildfire out here is like maybe a year or two ago. And it's a lot of tree husks still standing out there. Is that what you call a burned down tree? A husk? Sure, that's what we're going to call it. And I was remarking about how you could see that the burned trees, but then underneath them it's this lush green because we've had a really good rainy season the past few years too. For those of you that know, California was in a drought. Now we're not in a drought, but this is one of my favorite parts about riding, though. This is why I ride. It's this wide open road out there with good people, taking in the scenery, riding through. As you can see, we're going a pretty slow pace, I would say. I would call this a slow pace through these turns. But this was perfect. Enough time, enough speed for me to take a look around, take stock of everything that I don't usually see on an everyday basis. So up here, we're going to split off from the group, and Manny and I are going to go our own direction out here at Mountain Center. You'll see they'll go right, and I'm going to go left. Also, always wave to other bikers. It's the polite thing to do. As Manny pulls up, we're going to talk about pulling over to the side and pairing our headsets.
All right, I'm recording. All right. Well, we figured out the microphone. Sorry, I'm narrating my video too while I'm talking to you. Both. Yeah. So we figured out the Senna Cardo Gateway thing, sort of. It's kind of goofy. You'd think like they would come up with something that made a little bit more like sense, was a little bit more intuitive, but yeah. Go. All right. Oh man, this is beautiful up here. Yeah. Oh no, I don't have hand warmers, man. You know, and it stinks because, you know, it's like it's one of those things where Harley is like its own worst enemy. It's like there's so many different aftermarket grips for Harleys. You could do all different things and modifications, but if you want heated grips, you have to buy Harley grips to get them heated. And a couple other companies make heated grips too, but it's not worth it. Like it's just not. It's expensive. It's just nah. I'll just wear bigger gloves when it gets cold. And I know this is like going on video, so people are gonna laugh if I upload this to YouTube and I talk about it being cold in Southern California. But when you're going 80 miles an hour down the road and it's like 50 degrees out, your knuckles feel like it's like 30 degrees out. Oh, you know, I was gonna get handguards too. Memphis Shades makes some, a good company. They make fairings and all sorts of other little plastic bits for Harley. And but I have these just beautiful levers, you know, these beautiful bronze levers that match my bike, and it's like, why would I cover those up, you know? And
okay, I know I said it shut up, but check out this sweet Bonneville.
Oh, that old Bonneville is nice. And it was, and one day I rode it out to, oh, that was nice.
Can I just stop and mention that van pulled out from in front of the Prius to let us go by, but the Prius still sitting there doing 40 miles an hour.
Alright. I had to put it on Cycle Trader because I knew it had to be a collector that bought it, because it's a collector's bike. So it wasn't going to go on Craigslist, it wasn't going to go on Facebook, you know. I had to find the collector, so I did. I put it on Cycle Trader and it sold for 11 grand. Dude came out from Arizona and picked it up. And man, beautiful. Oh yeah, dude, what is this? Yeah. Nice. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I got 11K for that bike. almost exactly what I paid for it. I think I paid, like, out the door, I paid like $13,500 for it. And then like 2 years later, I got $11K for it, you know? And so it was like, whatever, you know, it was all good. And yeah, I just ended up throwing it in and calling it a day. But you know, dude, it was like every summer that went by that I didn't have a bike, I was like, oh, I need a bike, I need a bike, I need a bike, you know? And I just had to get another one. This is a nice little road. It's a nice little drop here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, man. So it was inevitable that I was going to get another bike, but I was just kind of like tossed up between what I wanted, you know? And I was kind of I was honestly getting tired of the cafe bike and the cafe like riding style. You know, it's nice, it's sporty, but it wasn't comfortable, and I knew I was going to be commuting down to San Diego. So I just started looking at Harleys, man, and just because like they're nice, you know. And yeah, I looked at the adventure bike, and I looked at
Well, okay, I want to say thank you for watching. This is going to be the end of the video and the end of my first attempt to moto vlog. It's been an interesting experience. Some things I'm going to do differently next time is definitely check all the wiring, make sure everything's plugged in, that the settings are right on my GoPro, make sure the GoPro's looking straight. It's a little crooked, I think, on this one. I'm going to change some of that stuff up. I also changed up my helmet, changed the mic position a little bit different. I'm also going to maybe change some things around my handlebar setup. I'm not sure if I like the view. But this was a good ride, and it was good to ride with my friend Manny and meet other riders. Generally a good time. Here's some twisties as we're coming down the mountain. I hope you enjoyed this and our one-sided conversation. I'm going to look to adding another microphone and the helmet so I could record both audios down the road. If you have any suggestions or things that I might do differently, I definitely want to hear that from you and incorporate that in better videos so these videos can get progressively better, the quality can get better, and bring more content to this page. Also, if you have any other suggested rides that I do, we're going to put up some more videos down the road. Maybe I'll do a video on, I talked about some of my old bikes in this video. I talked about my helmet, my motovlog setup. Maybe I'll do a video on that, get your feedback on it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Oh, and this also wouldn't be a vlog if I didn't ask you to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next ride.